The legal pot is close to becoming a reality in New Jersey. After months of false starts and delays, state lawmakers recently advanced a bill that would legalize the possession and personal use of marijuana for recreational purposes. And if passed, New Jersey would join 10 other states and the District of Columbia in legalizing recreational pot. Governor Phil Murphy made marijuana legalization a core promise of his campaign last fall and has said that he wants it done by the end of the year. But despite recent actions in the legislature, legal weed is still not a done deal in the Garden State. Here to talk about New Jersey's latest moves on marijuana, as well as the potential for a $15 minimum wage in that state, is MetroFocus contributor and anchor of State Affairs, Steve Adubato. Steve, welcome back to the program.
Always great, Raf.
You know, Steve, it wasn't that long ago when the legalization of medical marijuana had to go through all kinds of difficulties and controversies and jump all kinds of obstacles in order to get passed. Now we're on the verge in New Jersey of passing recreational marijuana. What changed?
Mostly the governor has changed. I mean, Chris Christie, who was governor, and you and I know this from interviewing him many times, he's like, look, I don't believe in it. I don't want to. And they were saying, but what about medical marijuana for people? It's all right, but the Department of Health made it difficult. All these obstacles, all these hurdles. Phil Murphy, as you just said in the introduction, he ran and said, we're going to make it legal. Right now, the new legislation, want to go through some of the key things?
Yeah. Tell us what's in it.
First of all, 21 years of age, it is now legal to...
It would be.
Absolutely, it would be legal if, in fact, this legislation passed. It also imposes a 12% tax on anyone who sells marijuana. Now, think about that. The national average is higher than that in the 10 states that you mentioned. Governor Murphy, in fact, wanted it close to a 25% tax, but it looks like the legislation, as it is, has a 12% tax. One more thing. It also says that if you're in a town, a community, a municipality where the cannabis, the marijuana is sold, there's a 2% excise tax. And then one more thing. The legislation calls for a regulatory body, meaning a separate, outside of the Murphy administration, regulatory body, which would monitor the sale and the distribution of cannabis. And by the way, I know you and I differ on this. I think it is a big deal that they're calling it the cannabis legislation, not the marijuana legislation, because they want to say, listen, it's the clinical name. This is a clinical thing. What's in the name?
Talk about the social justice component of this bill, because that's gotten a lot of play. I've read a lot about that. What does it entail?
It's a huge issue. African-American, particularly African-American men, many, many more times likely to be arrested for marijuana while it's been illegal than those who are white. It's wrong in the eyes of many. So you've got people, disproportionately African-American, with these criminal records for marijuana, right? And the question now becomes, what are you going to do about that? So there's an expungement component, if you will, in a companion legislation that says, look, if in fact you have a marijuana conviction or conviction for the possession of marijuana, over a period of time, it will be expunged. It will be done away with. That's got to be done. Now, what's the other part of it? What they did was, in the legislation, if passed into law, they said, look, we're going to create these zones in particularly municipalities, urban communities with a higher African-American, Latino population, that we're going to give you an opportunity to sell the marijuana, make more money. So if in your community you've been getting disproportionately shafted, if you will, on the conviction end, we're going to give you a chance to make some money. It is a compromise in the eyes of some. It's a deal in the eyes of others. But there are some African-American legislators and others who didn't want to vote for this, who are now saying, well, maybe because in the African-American community there could be more entrepreneurism. But I want to be clear. There are many, like Senator Ron Rice, who you and I have interviewed many times, African-American, former police officer, former veteran, who has been dead set against this for 20 years and is still against it and feels it is a scourge on the black community and should never be passed. I don't think he's going to have his way. He happens to be one of the few Democrats that are against the legalization of marijuana. There are a significant number of Republicans who are against the legalization of marijuana and are going to express that point of view. As of now, it has passed the Health Committee in the Senate and the Assembly, the Budget Committee, because there are big financial ramifications of this. By the way, let's not kid ourselves. New Jersey needs revenue. Part of the reason they're doing this with a 12% tax is they need revenue to pay for all kinds of other services.
Which is what Ron Rice is saying. You're kidding us if you talk about the social justice thing. It's all about money. That's what he's saying. Others are saying. But shifting gears a little bit, you know, you spoke about the differences that the governor has, in fact, with the president of the state Senate, Steve Sweeney.
Yes.
Another issue is the $15 minimum wage.
Yes.
Again, both of them agree on it, but they're fighting about it. What's the beef there?
So I'll give you a crazy anecdote that really demonstrates this. On the day that the Senate and the Assembly Finance Committee and the Health Committee historically passed the legislation to make marijuana cannabis legal, that same day the governor was holding a press conference calling for the $15 an hour minimum wage. So what does Senate President Steve Sweeney do? He goes, we don't need more press conferences. We don't need grandstanding. We need people to get the... I'm saying, wait a minute. So they did different things on different days, and now they're going to point the finger at each other. I believe in a lot of ways it's a personality difference. I believe that Sweeney is also more moderate, leaning a bit more to the right than the governor, who is definitely a progressive. But they agree on these issues, but they don't agree on tactics and style. And so
it's going to continue that way because it's been. So in 15 seconds, your best guess, will there be a marijuana... will marijuana be legal in New Jersey by the end of the year? And will there be a $15 minimum wage in New Jersey soon?
Yes and yes.
Okay. Thank you, Steve.
Is that clear enough?
Yeah, that's good. Less than 15 seconds.
Yes. Thanks, buddy. As always.